As you see, guys, we are headed to Tachi Palace. Legendary venue meets legendary fighter in brand new promotion. Tachi Palace fights are back, this time with Urijah Faber's A1 Combat, Chad.
February 3rd is going to be off the hook.
Absolutely, and by the way, that night, guys, Tachi Palace Hall of Fame, and our guy, Urijah Faber, who's right behind me right now, is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame that night, along with Doug Marshall and Poppies Martinez, and that's going to be an amazing night. And as you guys saw, UFC Fight Pass is the place to be. If you haven't signed up, sign up now, or you're going to miss all the rest of tonight's action coming up after the Brennon Crow, Inocencio fight. Garrett Fertig, let's hear it.
And now, ready to make his way to the cage for our final prelim bout, Chris Inocencio.
Reach, Chad.
Yeah,
and that's a big reach for a 145 pounder.
It is, and he's got, you know, so the guys that this guy, I mean, his 4 losses. I mean, if you take a look at the guys that this guy has fought, he fought
Andrew Coyne,
who's he's going for our belt tonight.
Leon Reed,
exactly, and John Butner, all like just extremely tough guys, man.
Yeah, even when in his Amis, he's fought DJ Navarro, all kinds of guys that are amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, he's a great fighter, man. His last opponent was John Butner, and it was here, and it was a rear naked choke, and that was back in May 1st of 2022.
And to his own admission, he didn't train. I was talking to his coach, Dan Grinder, earlier today, and he was talking how Chris doesn't train as hard as he maybe should in some of those fights, and this one he took really seriously. Like, I guess he put in a lot of work in this camp. So I think we're going to see a very different Chris Inocencio. He gassed out in his last fight, and I was promised that I won't see that this time.
Absolutely, and you talk about level of opponent. John Butner's ranked number 7 here at A1 Combat, so not bad losing to that guy. You know what I mean? There's
None.
No shame in that.
None.
And his opponent tonight will be Brennon Crow. Let's send it up to Garrett Fertig so he can bring out Brennon.
And now, ready to make his way to the cage, Brennon Crow.
It's very rare to see 2 145ers that are 5'10" tall.
Yeah.
No reach advantage for these guys. Age very close, 31 to 32. Both guys have losing records, but again, they fight studs. This guy also fought Leon Reed. He fought Ian King. He's fought all kinds of studs. His last fight was a loss in a loss in November 19th, 2022, and that was a decision loss to Brandon Cromartie. But he comes out here tonight looking for a win.
And he's been doing a lot of boxing, been putting in a lot of time doing a lot of boxing, trying to get his hands nice and crisp. So I expect to see a banger. Both of these guys want to throw. So, you know, I have to say, don't blink.
Yeah. And, you know, people talk about records and this and that, but you look at Brennon Crow's record, it doesn't look amazing. But as an AMI, he went 4-3, and let's not forget, this is a guy who holds a win in Bellator. I mean, this guy's gone to the big show, fought, and won.
Exactly.
So, you know, sometimes you just run into the wrong guy. It's a bad matchup. You have a bad night. You never know. As we saw in the last fight, both those guys had losing records, and they looked amazing.
This kid's infamous for taking any fight against anybody on short notice, anytime, and that can be a detriment to your career. And he told me, you know, I've done too much of that. I've got to pay attention.
Absolutely. And these guys, we take a look at the tail of the tape. 32 years old for Brennon Crow. He is 3-6, 145.5 pounds. Both guys 5'10". In fact, both guys weighed in at 145.5. 2-4 record for Inocencio. He's 1 year the junior, 31 years old. Let's send it up to Garrett Fertig and get this one started.
A1 Combat concludes the prelims tonight in the featherweight division. Brought to you by K-Money's Barbecue Catering, sponsor of the Knockout of the Night bonus. Find them on Instagram at Kmoney_BBQ. We would also like to remind those streaming on YouTube to log on to UFC Fight Pass for our main card, capping off with our triple main event beginning at 7 p.m. We're now ready to go 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, the Legacy Farms blue corner. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, his official weight 145.5 pounds. Returning to the A1 cage, he brings a record of 2 wins, 4 losses. Representing Gracie Fighter Stockton and Underground MMA, he fights out of San Andreas, California by way of Manila, Philippines, introducing Chris Inocencio. And now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Legacy Farms red corner. Also standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and also weighing in at 145 1/2 pounds. With a record of 3 wins, 6 losses, he represents Rice Bros and fights out of Redding, California, Brennon Crow. Your referee, Ed Collantes.
Just gets the call here in our second prelim fight here on YouTube. Main card will take place on UFC Fight Pass. Black trunks with the red trim belong to Chris Inocencio. And the white trunks with the black trim belong to Brennon Crow. It is Team Gracie Fighter Stockton for Chris Inocencio, along with Underground MMA, as you alluded to, Danny Grider, but he also trains with our buddy Victor Galdon,
yes,
Sab Jitsu. Ooh, he comes out strong.
Both guys swinging, man. He caught Crow with a left hook as Crow ducked in there.
Brennan came straight out at him, too.
Yeah.
Brennan doesn't look 5'10". I could be wrong.
No, I agree with you.
Outside leg kick. Oh, outside leg kick from Chris Inocencio. Outside leg kick from Brennon Crow. Schedule 3 5-minute rounds. Inocencio lands some big shots.
Yeah, Inocencio's hands looking pretty good, man. Good head movement. Ooh, Crow swinging too, though.
Crow in the pocket, these guys are throwing bombs.
Yeah, and Crow is just standing in the pocket, dude. He is not worried about defense. I don't think that's in the arsenal.
Chris Inocencio comes out with something to prove. Both these guys on losing streaks, both great fighters, but Inocencio lost in A1, and he's got something to prove to the A1
100%.
fans. He ducks
and
under
to
that.
himself.
Yeah, absolutely to himself. Both guys, you can tell, though, they're a little nervous. It's a big stage. There's, over 2,000 people here, and we're at the Hard Rock Casino and we're televised, and it's a scary, scary situation. Big adrenaline dump usually for these guys.
For sure. Inocencio looks like he's kind of starting to get his bearing a little bit now.
And he just landed a 4-shot combo, and they all landed. Nice combination there, too, from Chris Inocencio. Nice 1-2. Both guys fighting orthodox right-handed.
So Crow's head movement is pretty good, like on the outside. And
but he's not countering
inside,
very much.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Like his head movement looks pretty good, right up until he goes in. Then the head movement almost stops.
It's almost like he gets so focused on throwing shots. Right there he wanted to touch hands, and Inocencio said, no,
nope,
I'm going to kick you instead. And you're right, it does the head movement, but he's not following it with anything.
Big right hand, though.
Yeah, he ate a left prior to that.
Inocencio's moving pretty good, man. He's keeping his distance really good. He's getting out of the way just enough to throw a counter strike.
Inocencio looks a bit more polished in the exchanges.
Yeah, he does.
Crow looks a little bit more wild as he eats a left hand there.
I tell you what, though, those wild shots can land, man.
And they can knock you into next week.
Especially if there's like they come at a weird angle. Like, man, that is not how I expected that punch to come. And you zig when you should have zagged because the punch is awkwardly in a weird way. But Inocencio's hands look pretty crisp right now, man.
And Chris Inocencio.
Nice knee.
And it looked like he might have got kicked low, but Collantes didn't see it. No, it looked like right to the stomach, Oh, he's hurt bad.
Yeah.
Chris Inocencio looking for a big finish.
He is swarming, but Crow is not going to give up, bro. He is still throwing. What a hard on Crow, bro.
Yeah, he ate those. It looked like he was going to go out a couple times.
Yeah, that shot to the belly, that was a knee straight to the solar plexus, man. I don't think it went low, but I mean, we can look.
There's those moments in MMA and in boxing when you're getting beat up, but you win over the crowd because you continue to take it.
You just stayed in the pocket. Like, he ate some big shots and stays in there. Like, wow.
Big shots from Chris Inocencio. Brennon Crow goes errant. And this is a fight, Chad Shepard.
Oh, man.
Crow's
going to go out on his shield, man.
I love the way Inocencio's checking and moving his leg out of the way from those leg kicks now. He is right on his game. His shots are nice. His head movement and foot movement is nice. He's checking leg kicks.
Oh, man. That one split open his nose.
This time he's really hurt.
Yeah. Collantes may jump in there and, oh, my God, but he comes back.
Brennon Crow has heart for days.
He is a warrior because he's eating shots, man.
Ed Collantes
is about to jump in there.
Big uppercut. And the crowd is on their feet for the prelims here at the Hard Rock.
We still got a minute and a half left in this round.
Look
Crow
at
is
Brennon
swinging.
Crow fire back. Oh my gosh, guys. Chris Inocencio, black with the red, white trunks of Brennon Crow.
Yeah, smart move on Crow's behalf to try and go for that takedown.
I don't know. He's been landing some big shots of his own, Chad.
Yeah, but I mean, just the fact that how many he's eaten, you might want to change it up a little bit. Like
I'm at the point where I think you can't knock Brennon Crow out.
You might be right.
He is,
because he's eaten some big shots, and not just punches. He's eaten. Oh! And just as we say that.
Okay. So the totality of those shots is what did it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that hard of a right hand.
No, that was just so many of them that kept landing that eventually it was like, you keep hitting a button, eventually you're going to find the button.
Correct. And you know, we talked about Inocencio losing his last outing in A1 and having something to prove. He was moved from the main card to the prelims, probably didn't make him very happy, so he came out with something to prove. He proved it.
Yes,
First
he did.
round knockout of Brennon Crow, and I'll tell you what, that was not an easy one, Chad.
No
He
way.
must have hit this
Holy
guy 50,
cow.
60 times in that round.
Yeah, I don't know how many times he hit him because that dude's got heart, man.
I don't know what's more sore, Brennon Crow's face or Chris Inocencio's arms.
Right?
And I'll tell you what, Brennon Crow won a fan here tonight because he ate so many shots, including like 5 knees in a row to the head.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he took those shots and came back was, wow.
Now we just got to hope Brennon Crow is okay. Chris Inocencio goes over. He will pray to his opponent. He looks okay. Nice show of sportsmanship there, and Chris Inocencio has picked up his first A1 combat win and looking for a way to break into those featherweight rankings that he is not yet in. But this may do it. And you see Victor Galdon showing him the love. Victor Galdon, longtime training partner of Nick and Nate Diaz.
Grinder.
Danny Grinder in there, yep. Matt Hampton, who's
on a tear right now,
undergoing some medical stuff right now, yeah. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights because there was a lot.
Oh, how are they going to pick?
You see Inocencio entering the cage, and
I was going to say, that was the calmest moment of this entire league.
Absolutely.
They get right to it. There's that knee to the body.
Oh,
that was the one that
to the
crumpled him,
midsection,
right to the
followed by a head kick and a right hand.
And a right hand. And Crow stands there. That one split open his nose, and he just kind of, look at that. Look at the shots that this kid is eating, man.
It's like it was hurting him, Chad, but only momentarily.
Yeah. It's like it was just enough for him to gather his bearing. Like, that hurt, and then that was like, oosh.
Big right hand there from Chris Inocencio that ends up finishing it. I'll tell you what, nobody was more shocked than Inocencio when Brennan finally went down. He's like, oh, man, he does fall.
Finally, like, oh, my God. Yeah, like, how many times did I have to hit this kid?
There you see Victor Galdon on the left, Danny Grider next to him, Chris Inocencio, and Matt Hampton, veteran of A1 Combat. We'll see him back soon. And there's Brennon Crow, the guy with the hardest chin in A1 Combat. And they'll show each other some love. By the way, guys, that was our final fight on the prelim show here on YouTube. If you want to see the rest, including our 3 title fights, make your way over to UFC Fight Pass. If you don't have a membership, buy one now. And we are going to send it up to Garrett Furtick for the official announcement in our final prelim bout of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ed Collantes has waved off the contest at 4 minutes, 17 seconds of the very first round. Declaring your winner by knockout, Chris Inocencio. All right, I'm here with your winner, Chris Inocencio. Hell of a fight, buddy. That kid's got more heart than probably anybody in this building. He took shot after knee after elbow. I mean, I was surprised he went down, but what was your strategy going in? I mean, I'm sure it wasn't just hit him as many times as humanly possible.
I was expecting a 3-round fight. I was ready to go 3 rounds, but he gave me the first round, so I gotta take it. But he's a tough opponent. All respect to him. I had to do this for my family all the time, away from them. I had to get back on the winning page, and I want something next. I want to be on the next card. Let's go. Let's keep going. I'm ready. Sponsors, Green and Gold, thank you for sponsoring me. Underground, Gracie Fighter, Stockton. Let's go, baby. Let's go. And my family, Ella, Ryu, JJ, I love you guys. My fiance on the field, I love you, baby. We did it.
All right, man. It was a pleasure watching you work. I'm going to wait. You're going to be on the next card, I'm sure of it. Once again, you're a winner by knockout, Chris Inocencio.
All right, guys, super emotional Chris Inocencio picks up his first win in A1 Combat, getting retribution for his loss in his last outing here in Urijah Faber's company. And I just want to say, guys, thanks for joining us on YouTube. Myself, Chad Shepard, Garrett Fertig, all the team here, we appreciate it. But now's the time, guys. Make your way over to UFC Fight Pass. If you haven't signed up, there's no better time than now. We've got 6 great fights coming your way. I'll run them down for you very quickly. It is going to be Terrence Saturn and Keanu Moyer, Ignacio Ortiz and Ernie Juarez. Cesar Cubby Gonzalez takes on Anthony Figueroa. Andrew Coyne and Justin Cornell will get it on for the featherweight title. Then the welterweight title is on the line. Ozzy Alvarez, Tyson Miller in our co-main event. And the main event of the evening, Troy Green takes on Team Alpha Male stud Ryan Loader. Make your way over to UFC Fight Pass. Chad Shepard, myself, Urijah Faber, Jim West will all be here bringing you the action. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in about 10 minutes on UFC Fight Pass.